But some of y'all are in that place right now where you are the positive influence. You are the positive energy. You are the one that is producing good fruit because you've been planted in good ground and you are centered in the right place and doing the right things for that environment that you're in. And I know that that's not always an easy pill to swallow because I had to swallow that pill this week. What's going on, world? And welcome back to the Pursuit of the Good Life podcast, your favorite podcast that helps you grow both personally and professionally. I'm your host with the most, your favorite coach, the Kameron Lovelace, helping you create your version of the good life every single Thursday. What's going on, y'all? I hope y'all are having a fantastic Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon, Friday morning. Whenever you listen to this, I hope you're just having an all-around great day. So I personally, I'm doing okay. I ain't doing bad. I ain't doing fantastic, bounce off the walls. And the reason that is because I had to have some kind of tough conversations with myself. I'm not gonna lie to you. We're just gonna jump right into it because it's kind of a semi-serious topic, but it's definitely a topic that I think can help you if you listen to it. And before I get into it, I have to tell a story. So at the beginning, some of y'all know, well, all of y'all know that I like to plan like my year like quarter to quarter. And when I'm doing stuff like quarter to quarter, that means that I'm blocking out, I'm looking ahead to like 3 months. So from January to March, from April to June, July to September, October to December, right? I look at each month, each quarter, and try to set goals and try to work towards those overarching goals each month, right? Well, for the second quarter of the year, I really wanted to work on doing like more workshops for my Dreams and Nightmares program, which is a career program that helps high school students and young adults really find their career path, explore the world of work, and actually have a plan to go execute it, right? And so I was looking to do more workshops in the Mid-South area, and for whatever reason, I wasn't gaining much traction with who I was trying to do workshops with, and not that this is a spiritual podcast, but y'all know that I am a spiritual person, so I cannot neglect talking about this part of the process. Is that part of my process in planning is to make sure that I stay spiritually grounded, and part of doing that is going on a fast at minimum once a quarter. Because I believe when Jesus was talking about his disciples, he told them that there's certain levels that you can't reach to unless you continuously fast and pray, not just like once a year, not twice a year, but continuously. And so I always try to do a regular fast at a minimum once per quarter. And when I need some direction from the Lord, that's usually my go-to. I'm just being transparent right now. And he told me some things. I'm not gonna obviously reveal everything, but he told me some things that I wasn't so sure. I was like, what? Hold on. What you talking about, Lord? Hold on. I'm a little confused by what you telling me, right? And one of those things that I was a little, I'm gonna be honest, it's probably me being resistant more than confused, is that I kind of have you planted right now, right? And when you're planted, some people look at it as, maybe you're stuck, but you can also look at it as, I have you producing fruit right now, because a good fruit tree that is, planted firmly in the ground and getting the nutrient, it's going to produce fruit for others, right? And so I didn't get that at first until recently. And so I told y'all I didn't get that many, workshops. That I didn't get as many workshops as I was trying to. And what I did get was an opportunity to be at a different kind of camp than I was really, trying to get into. But this opportunity really just came sliding across my desk. They reached out to me and they wanted somebody who looked just like me. And by look just like me, I mean African American male who has mental health training and is a counselor. All Many of you know that I can do that kind of stuff in my sleep. Like it's a no brainer for me to just provide that skill set, right? Um, and so I'm at the camp recently, right? And this week it definitely like shone a light onto why they were looking for me. So um, one of the things that the I was connected from a friend of a friend, and that friend of a friend was like, "Ooh, yes, that's what we need: the male and the blackness and the clinical skill. We need all that, yeah." Because for those of y'all who aren't familiar with mental health, uh, it's a female dominated field, and it's also of that women, it's mostly white women. So I, being a African American male, am a double minority. So there's very few that have taken up the mental health call that are African American male, just in terms of the whole industry. That's just how it is. And you know, I definitely knew that I, of course, was needed, but I neglected to just realize it until let's just say we had a fun day the other day where quite a few kids, some went into a crisis, other needed just to talk and go into support. But I recognize that had I been busy traveling, doing workshops, and traveling across the Mid South area during this time, which is the time that I had planned to be traveling, um, these kids wouldn't have got the help, first response help that they needed. And who's to say that they wouldn't have recognized, that me being an African American male, that they could, open up a little bit quicker. Because so research says that your the nationality, the race of your therapist, it research says it doesn't matter, and to that extent, it doesn't. But upon that initial rapport building, upon that initial session, I beg to differ on that research. And so what I was finding is that I was able to help these kids very quickly and get them to be calm, and I'm not just shooting my own horn, like I'm covered by like supervisors as well, and and getting feedback, and trying to make sure I'm doing the right thing. They were like, "Oh yeah, that was your intervention was spot on. Like that was what needed to be said. It actually follows this kind of guideline. Your intuition is great. So keep doing what you're doing." And it just kind of opened my mind to say, you know what? The type of clients that I'm seeing right now, if I wasn't here, would they be getting the help that they need? And that like I said, looking in the mirror and praying and reflecting, I realized that God doesn't have me stuck in this place. He has me planted right now and producing fruit for different clients, different resources, and different people in this time right now. But there are some of you right now that you feel stuck, but really you've been planted. There are some of y'all who, okay, the you might not be getting paid everything that you think you're getting paid. The circumstances might be a bit uncomfortable. The situation might look dark, but the reality is you're not buried, you've been planted. When you put a seed in the ground, depending on your perspective, you can say that the seed has been buried, but in reality, you've been planted so that you can go on and produce fruit and carbon dioxide to help the environment that is the situation that you're in. Like, you are where you are right now in your professional and personal life. Where you are right now is where you're supposed to be. Some of you, not all of them. This don't apply to all of you. Some of y'all need to move on, but you need to talk to God about that. But some of y'all are in that place right now where you are the positive influence. You are the positive energy. You are the one that is producing good fruit because you've been planted in good ground and you are centered in the right place and doing the right things for that environment that you're in. And I know that that's not always an easy pill to swallow because I had to swallow that pill this week. What if I could show you exactly what's holding you back from reaching your greatest potential? What if I could help you see the most effective areas in your life that you should be spending the most time in instead of wasting it in all these other areas? What if I could help make your most intimate relationships even better? Would that interest you? Well then, my friend, I would like to welcome you into the jungle. The W2J program is designed to help you grow not just professionally, but personally as well. You're not only going to get a customized 22-page report that's going to show you what animal you are, your secret superpower, your weaknesses, your ideal environment to be most effective, your communication style. It's going to show you it all, but I'm going to spend an hour with you so that you can implement it into your life immediately. So what are you waiting for? Click the link below this video, go to the website, and schedule your assessment and your appointment today. And now, back to the show. And it can be frustrating if you do not make your peace with it. Because sometimes you have to do good by the place that you're planting, where you're planted, in order to grow even further for your next planting. Because God rewards good work with more work. The reward for good work is more work. That's just how God operates. He's like, okay, you have proven that you can sustain. You have proven that you can fulfill. You've proven that you can handle this environment. So the next environment is going to be even greater because you've proven that you can handle it. And you have to master this level that you've been planted at before you can move on to the next. But also recognize that where you've been planted oftentimes is more than just about you. The place you've been planted is sometimes it's about the clients that you meet with. Sometimes it's about the coworkers that you're meeting with. The people that are let's say, for example, you just know how to calm an atmosphere. Like when you walk in, it's just a positive environment. You know how to manage egos like nobody else. You are just, your spirit just brings a different level of energy to the atmosphere that you've been. The skill set that you bring, it just changes the whole game. And a lot of us, we're too busy trying to get to that next place when sometimes we just got to look around and stay planted and maximize what is in front of us and what we're doing. And so with that being said, the workshops that I haven't participated in, you know what? I ain't really tripping on those no more. Could I have made a bag? Oh yeah. I could have made a huge bag if I made the exact calculations that I made. But you know what? What I didn't make monetary, I definitely grew developmentally. That makes sense? Y'all know I sometimes be all over the place. But I grew, like, in my perspective as a clinician, as a leader, as a manager, like all these other intangibles that I wasn't necessarily considering before. I definitely see a different perspective now. And so maybe I'm not so in a rush to just run all over the Mid-South area, all over the United States, spreading my product. I realize now that, it's okay to hurry up and slow down. Some of y'all ain't gonna even catch that. It's okay to really be a good sphere of influence where you're at. Maybe it doesn't pay off immediately financially, but it's so rewarding when you're in a profession like mine and you know without a shadow of a doubt you made a difference for your clients, for your coworkers, for parents, for staff, for whomever you come across. You know that you make a huge difference wherever you are planted. And that can be so rewarding. It can also be tiring. It can also be overwhelming sometimes if you don't take care of yourself. But that's why it's so important for you to have a great community around you. And by community, I mean like the people that you love, the people that you can go to and just vent to, the people that you can go and just hang out with, that you can eat, that you can watch movies with, that you can be merry with, that as you uplift them, they uplift you. Everyone needs that form of a community. And so that's why I definitely want to implore to you, if you are planted, if you are in that role where you know what, you given a lot, you are given a whole lot of yourself, and maybe you're trying to grow to that next level in your personal and your professional life. You got to have people that can encourage you along that way. I'm sure you guys have heard you can't pour out of an empty bucket, right? Cannot pour out of an empty bucket into another person, into another child, into another client, into your spouse. And I realized that when I fasted and I prayed and I refueled my cup spiritually and I sought the Lord and I need to read more books. I realized that now that I need to go back to the drawing board a little bit and take into account more of where I am planted. Now, for those of y'all who maybe you feel like, Kameron, you talking that good talk, but I don't think that is me. I don't feel planted. I feel like I'm about to get uprooted and planted somewhere else. You feel what I'm saying? And you know what? You are absolutely right. It's time. Another thing that the Lord can do is, let me put it to you this way. When things start to get extremely, extremely uncomfortable. Well, no. Let me back up. When you seek the Lord, when you feel God pulling you to another place, that's not what I'm feeling. That's not what I just described. When you feel God pulling you to a different place, and I mean pulling you out of your, uprooting you from your planting, and you resist, things are about to get really uncomfortable, and God's gonna push you out. That's just the name of the game. Some of y'all, this is for those of y'all listening. This is a warning. If you are resisting God pulling you from where you're at and planting you somewhere else, it's about to get real, real uncomfortable. And your best bet is just to submit and just follow his lead. And I know that probably can be the hardest thing that can be done, but I guarantee you want to move with him than without him. And like I said, this is not a spiritual podcast, but that's part of who I am. So I have to be frank with you, is that some of y'all are supposed to be farther along than you're supposed to be. Some of y'all are supposed to be farther along than where you currently are. Some of y'all are being resistant. Some of y'all are being stagnant. And to those people, I have to implore you, it's time to move. Get ready to be moved. So get your affairs in order. Some of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just moving right now. Get your affairs in order. Start getting ready. Start preparing those around you for your departure. Manage your sheep, manage your flock, and get ready to move. And then start to move. And also believe in yourself as you move, as you step out on that branch, as you uproot your plant, as you seek that ground. Have confidence in yourself. Believe in yourself. and move with confidence, because everyone deserves to be planted in a place they can be fruitful. And if you are not currently being fruitful where you're being planted, then it's time to go find some fertile ground. And I mean that personally and professionally. So if you are, in an environment where your friend group, your friend girls, your dudes, your homies are and you ain't producing that good fruit, and it's more of a toxic environment, might be time for you to be uprooted. If you are in a place to where maybe you're not making a huge impact, maybe your productivity is going way down, maybe you're not bringing to the I ain't saying you should quit, but I am saying that maybe you could be more productive somewhere else. You know that each seed, well, not say each seed, but there are particular seeds in this world that can only thrive in certain grounds. There are only certain plants that survive in certain soils. Put a palm tree in Arkansas. Put a palm tree in Memphis. Put a palm tree in Mississippi. And see what happens to that palm tree. It ain't gonna make it through the year. There are certain environments that allows a seed to thrive. And some of y'all are planted in the wrong place. So I want you to reflect on that and think about, where am I planted right now at this moment, and how can I max out this soil if I am in the right place? And if I'm not in the right place, how can I get planted in the right place that feeds me? Let's break this all the way down. That gives me the water, that heats things up under the sunlight, that creates an environment where I can grow and not only be the best version of myself, but also produce for those who are around me. Your family members, your spouse, your kids, your coworkers, your clients, your customers. Where is the place that you can thrive and be the best version of yourself? That's my challenge to you this week. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to smash the like button if you're watching this on YouTube or you're watching this on Facebook. It really helps out the channel and the algorithm. If you are listening to this on iTunes, be sure to give us that 5-star review and subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, on YouTube, wherever you are consuming it. Be sure to subscribe to it, and don't forget to share this with somebody who really needs this. All right, guys, you know how we do it. We helping you create your version of the good life every single Thursday. Until then, we'll see you next week.